It's freezing today. Put my hat back on. It's so cold. All right, so just following on from the headstands that we're doing just now and the hip opening aspect of the headstand. So useful to do it or do different positions in the headstand because, well, your hips are free, aren't they? The ball and socket joints, the big ball and socket joints of your hips are able to run completely freely here without having a ground reaction force to inhibit them. So yeah, take advantage of it. Again, if you can actually do the headstand and you are very capable of doing this particular position without being too imbalanced, or you're going to give yourself a strain if you move in one direction too far, sort of thing. Okay, that said, let's do it, and hopefully this is a better position for it because you can see the legs when they're apart now. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it looks like you'll be able to see me. Apart from maybe my head. I'll take my feet a little bit apart. Probably would be good to get a bit further away. Oh, never mind. Let's just try it like this. So taking the legs apart again into that position. Good to stretch off the ankles a little bit. And then get into a little bit of hip lavaging. I call this hip lavaging, so you're helping the synovial fluid to just spread almost like Vegemite onto the hyaline cartilage of the hip joints, taking all the nutrients and so on to the areas, and then going into a little bit of a upside down splits position. Go around a little bit further, and then around the other way. Great to feel the hip joints working in an unhindered way, kind of like a way that defies gravity. Well, it's not got, as I say, it's not got a ground reaction force inhibiting or asking the capsules, the ligaments, to tighten up. Good to explore. What's your body want to do? You can bring the legs together again and go into a cobbler's pose. It's cobbler's pose, an upside down cobbler's pose. Into your toes, heels, toes, heels. Incidentally, this particular position, so the headstand, is really good to kind of get the sense of, I'm going to exaggerate it now, but you might start to feel a little bit of jumbling around, flickering around. That's a neurogenic release. And you find the breath pattern changes a little bit as well. So it's both breath work, asana, and a little bit of pranayama coming into it as one. So much the same as, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi all become one, or are all one. You get the same sort of effect here at the other side of pratyahara. Okay, let's take the legs back up. What can we do now? Let's just get into a little bit of wind releasing. Why would this be wind releasing? I'll leave you to look into the anatomy of the gut for that one. Be good if I actually release a bit of wind there so you could just get an example of it, don't I? Shouldn't force these things. Woo way. You can do loads of those. Or you can go down singly. So this is actually my left, even though it looks like my right. Left leg coming down. Very good to kind of like free off the sigmoid aspect of the colon. Back up from this side. And to free off the iliocecal sort of regions, the cecum region of the colon. That's where the small intestines and the large intestines kind of meet. And of course we can bring a little bit of cycling in. That's always good, isn't it? Just help to spread that synovial fluid onto the joints even more. Knee joints as well then. Ankles, knees, hips. And there you go. You kind of like, if after a while you can just stay in the headstand for so long. But of course not putting too much pressure onto the head. Less is better, more onto the forearms really. And that's it. Oh, afterwards, good to either go into child's pose or into a position where you can practice Agnisara, which is
Agnisara. Very nice to do after a headstand, because you have helped the deoxygenated blood come back to the heart through the position that you've been in. So those lower limb sort of build-ups of slightly stagnant, or just the areas of the venous return that have become a little bit less flowy. Now have they got the full flow, or more of an optimized flow. And then if you do the Agnisara, which is the same as Uddiyana Bandha, but Uddiyana Bandha on, Uddiyana Bandha off, Uddiyana Bandha on, Uddiyana Bandha off. So in other words, your diaphragm starts to get sucked up a little bit through the negative pressure of your lungs, comes up and then releases, comes up, then releases, comes up, then releases. And the hole that allows that vena cava, so the big part of the veins, or the big part of the main trunk of the veins, comes back through the diaphragm here, and it pumps the blood back up. Yeah, so afterwards you've got this facilitated flow of the deoxygenated blood already from the headstand position, and then afterwards doing the Agnisara, you've got even more of ability to help the deoxygenated blood to come back up, so you're amplifying the benefits of that particular pose. Yes. Right. Did I have anything else to say? Don't think so. Just again, go careful in any position that is inverted. Some people say not to do it when you're menstruating. And there are some people who say that you can, and it's actually a very good time to actually do it. Yeah, hard on that. I would, if you were menstruating, I would actually take advantage of the more meditative aspects of, be very moony about yoga. Let your true intuition shine like moonshine. Not the alcohol, but the moonshine insights, intelligence that your that period of your cycle is allowing and showing. Really take advantage of that. It's a good time, very feminine intelligence time.